With the story of a man who has a real taste for words. And he shares it this morning with our own Steve Hartman.
You might try turning on the heat.
Turn on the element.
About the only time Bill Long uses his kitchen is to cook foods he can't spell. Let me explain. Just about every year, Bill is a finalist in the National AARP Senior Spelling Bee. And just about every year, they throw him one of those dreaded culinary terms. His punishment for missing them? To literally eat his words.
What I do when I get a tough word now, or I run into one, is I go eat the thing.
After missing Cappelletti in 2005, he ate the hat-shaped pasta for a week. When he missed caipirinha, the Brazilian cocktail.
There you go.
All good practice for this year's finals in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
For Bill's fifth attempt at the title, he will once again be competing against more than 50 of America's best senior spellers.
One of these people up here will be the champion speller in the United States.
Senior beers have the same passion for winning as their kid counterparts, and the same junior high sense of humor.
Steatopigia?
It means excessively fat buttocks. Isn't that a good word?
Number 3, Bill Long, we couldn't hold it without you.
As usual, Bill made it to the finals.
G-N-A-T-H-I-C, Nathic.
Correct.
The guy was a human spell checker,
Clepsydra.
nailing every word.
G-I-A-O-U-R, Jower.
As his competition fell by the wayside.
Oxytrophic.
It went on for quite a spell, but eventually the contest came down to these 5 and this word.
Ipecacuanha.
Ipecacuanha, the plant that produces ipecac, the vomit inducer.
I-P-E-C-A-C-U-W-A-N-A, Ipecacuanha.
Nope. In the end, Larry Grossman of North Dakota took first place. But I made sure Bill went home with a runner-up prize.
So I got you a little gift.
Oh,
this should
Steve.
help you so you don't get it wrong next time.
Steve, I really appreciate that. I'll tell you why. Why don't I split it with you?
That's a bad idea.
Let's hope next year he misspells chocolate. Steve Hartman, CBS News, Cheyenne, Wyoming.
And we thank you for joining us this half hour. This is CBS News, up to the minute.
CBS News. Shannon Horry and Antonio Mora. Weeknights only on CBS 4 News.
Stocks fall, oil spikes. The Dow takes a triple-digit dive as oil hits another new high. Paying the price. Barack Obama will help pay off Hillary Clinton's campaign debt in a bid to win over her donors. Korea nukes. North Korea blows up a key nuclear weapons plant this morning. This is the CBS Morning News for Friday, June 27th.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Priya David. World markets are taking a beating as the price of crude oil continues to set records. This morning, Japan's Nikkei index saw its 7th straight decline, closing down 278 points. Hong Kong's blue chip Hang Seng index dropped 405 points. Markets fear a worldwide slowdown as oil reached a new all-time high of over $141 a barrel in trading this morning. Oil was just one of several factors driving down the New York Stock Exchange. Alexis Christoforous reports.
Wall Street opens the day at its lowest level in nearly 2 years. Investors are rattled by a big surge in the oil markets. Prices closed at a record level just under $140 a barrel. The OPEC president sparked the run-up when he said prices could go as high as $170 later this year. High fuel prices can boost inflation and drag down the economy, and the stock market took it hard. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost about 358 points. The NASDAQ dropped 80. General Motors will be hoping to regain some lost ground after taking a beating on Thursday. An analyst put the automaker on its sell list and warned of worse times to come for the auto industry. Investors listened, pushing the stock down to its lowest level in decades. And workers at Bank of America are waiting for pink slips. The company says it's cutting more than 7,000 jobs after it wraps up its buyout of Countrywide Financial. The cuts will be across the country over the next 2 years. The onslaught of bad news has Wall Street on edge, and the markets will be watching for the latest report on consumer spending. It's expected to edge up by about 0.5%. That's your Money Watch. Log on to cbsnews.com for more. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Alexis Christoforous.
Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton appear together at a rally in New Hampshire today in a unified front in Obama's quest for the White House. Joel Brown joins us from Washington with more. Joel, good morning.
Priya, good morning. There may still be some sticking points, but the rollout is already underway of this newly crafted Obama-Clinton political machine. The two former Democratic rivals are rolling out a single message: unity. Hillary Clinton joins Barack Obama on the campaign trail for the first time this afternoon in the fittingly named New Hampshire town of Unity.
I think the fact that he's coming here with Hillary and they're finally together and campaigning together I think that this is a historical event.
The symbolic rally comes 3 weeks after the end of a hard-fought primary battle. With her own presidential bid over, Clinton's working to get Obama in the White House.
And I believe firmly that the best way to continue this fight is to elect Barack Obama, our president, come this November.
Thursday night at a private event, Clinton introduced Obama to her top fundraisers. He's still trying to woo her most passionate supporters.
I give him a lot of credit for saying that he doesn't expect people to just transfer their loyalty to him.
The Illinois senator also pulled out his checkbook, offering $4,600, the maximum he and his wife can give to help retire Clinton's campaign debt. He told his top fundraisers to pitch in too. Both camps are discussing Clinton's future role in Obama's campaign and her husband's.
He says he will do whatever is needed. He will go 24/7 if he has to.
Obama said earlier this week he's looking forward to the former president's help. The Democrats want nothing less than all hands on deck. Obama may be leading Republican John McCain in the polls now, but everyone's bracing for a close race. Priya.
Joel Brown in Washington, thank you very much. North Korea reportedly blew up the cooling tower of its nuclear reactor this morning. It took place on the remote site in the Yongbyon nuclear complex. CBS News correspondent Lara Logan reports on the developments yesterday that led to this historic advance in disarmament.
For one of America's greatest enemies, this was a good day. North Korean dictator Kim Jong-il was accorded rare respect from President Bush, with a deal that marked a major shift in his administration's North Korean policy.
This can be a moment of opportunity for North Korea.
President Bush's announcement today followed a declaration from North Korea about its nuclear program. It contained much detail on the amount of plutonium North Korea has produced. But the document said nothing about the nuclear weapons they do have, nothing about their uranium enrichment program, and nothing about how North Korea is proliferating nuclear technology around the world. The holes in today's declaration mean the most challenging issues are being kicked down the road, says Jack Pritchett.
We still have years to go, so it's one positive step for which there are missing pieces for this announcement that's come today, this declaration. We need to get to those missing pieces.
Conservative Republicans were once Bush's closest allies in the effort to confront a nuclear North Korea. Today, they came out strongly against this deal. David Asher says the agreement demands little of the North Koreans and leaves the U.S. with no leverage.
I happen to think that they're pretty smart, and what they're doing is probably trying to trap us in a cage of our own making.
But others say the deal allows the United States to focus on what becomes the last remaining member of the axis of evil, Iran. Lara Logan, CBS News, Washington.
This morning, G8 leaders rejected today's one-candidate election in Zimbabwe. In Harare, the capital, a handful of voters lined up for polls to open. The light turnout in Harare was similar to other cities. Challenger Morgan Chengare withdrew from the runoff against President Robert Mugabe after attacks on supporters. A landmark ruling by the Supreme Court resolves the controversial question of whether the Second Amendment to the Constitution, the right to bear arms, applies to individuals, not just armies. Wyatt Andrews has the details.
This is one for the history books, the first ever Supreme Court declaration that Americans have the right to own a gun for self-protection. The Second Amendment, writes Justice Antonin Scalia, protects an individual right to possess a firearm unconnected with service in a militia and to use it for lawful purposes, such as self-defense. It was a victory for a group of Washington, D.C. residents who challenged the 32-year-old D.C. ban on owning handguns. Under the ban, security guard Richard Heller could have a gun at work, but not at home.
I'm very happy that now I'm able to defend myself.
I am disappointed in the court's ruling.
Very unhappy, though, are D.C. officials who argue the handgun ban has kept thousands of guns off the streets and saved hundreds of lives.
More handguns in the District of Columbia will only lead to more handgun violence.
In his opinion, Justice Scalia was careful not to throw out all gun control laws, stating flatly the Second Amendment right is not unlimited. And he made clear, as if speaking to D.C. officials, they still have a variety of tools, including some measures regulating handguns.
Short of a complete prohibition, it does not throw out any existing gun regulation that I know of and is not likely to do so.
So this was about the complete ban?
It was primarily about the complete ban.
But the ruling will be immediately tested around the country anywhere there's a ban on guns for home protection.
You can't say some people in the country can have a firearm in their home for personal protection, but in other part of the country, you can't. That's not the way we work in the United States.
What is historic is that the Second Amendment has long been the last untested area of the Constitution. And now this great debate, does the right to bear arms apply just to militias or belong to the people, has been settled in favor of the people. Wyatt Andrews, CBS News at the Supreme Court.
Just ahead on the morning news, an update on the Midwest flooding, plus saving landmarks from destructive wildfires in California. First, Katie Couric has a preview of tonight's CBS Evening News.
How many times have you said, "Oh, what a cute baby," but did you really mean it? With a little help from his new baby George, Steve Hartman hit the streets to find out if babies really are as cute as their parents think. Assignment America tonight, only on the CBS Evening News.
You wrote me, you emailed me for years. America has been asking me, Richard, when will Sweatin' to the Oldies be available on DVD? Well, here it is, and it's better than ever.
Time Life proudly presents Sweatin' to the Oldies, the 20th anniversary edition.
Do you want to do the twist?
Sweatin' to the Oldies made fitness history by using real people working out to real music, getting real results.
I could identify with someone on the screen who was my size.
Millions of tapes have been sold and millions of pounds have been lost.
I've lost 209 pounds. I've lost and kept off 50 pounds.
I've lost 110 pounds. I've kept it off now for 7 years.
And I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life.
Sweatin' to the Oldies has been unavailable for years, but now it's back for the first time ever on DVD.
So come on, America, it's time to start sweating.
We'll send you the world-famous original Sweatin' to the Oldies for only $19.99. And when you order in the next 10 minutes, we'll send you the fan-favorite follow-up, Sweatin' 2, absolutely free. That's 2 DVDs of high-energy, fat-burning fun for only $19.99. Plus, you'll own over 60 minutes of brand new exclusive bonus material, including interviews with Richard and his original cast.
I can't wait to teach my next class and meet the people and then see the results they get.
Richard and these tapes make working out fun.
Sweatin' to the Oldies has it all. 21 of your favorite songs to keep you moving and a workout that really works. Remember, call in the next 10 minutes to double your sweatin'. You'll get Sweatin' to the Oldies Volumes 1 and 2 for only $19.99.
So pick up that phone and start changing your life today. Call now.
Call 1-800-523-5420 to order Richard Simmons' Sweatin' to the Oldies on 2 DVDs for just $19.99 plus shipping and handling when you use your credit card. Call now or order online at timelife.com/Richard Simmons.
A massive wildfire in California is creeping closer to the picturesque town of Big Sur. It's only 3% contained. More than 500 homes and historic structures are threatened. But Kit Doe of our San Francisco station KPIX reports at least one of those structures has been saved.
Here at the Henry Miller Memorial Library in Big Sur, it's a fine line between being historic and being history. Firefighters worked through the night and into the day to defend the library and dozens of other buildings along Highway 1 from the approaching flames. But the library is special. It gets its name from the author of the classic Tropic of Cancer, who spent his final years here. The main structure to the library with its wooden shingles is right here and just 20 feet away, incredibly close. The fire burned right there. The embers are still smoldering up the hill, and the firefighters say the library is safe for now. Two fires have merged together to form the Basin Complex fire, burning more than 23,000 acres and 18 homes, and it's inching north. Here in Big Sur, that's not fog, that's smoke. The flames are now about a mile away.
Good evening, folks. Today was a good day.
Residents gathered at the Big Sur Visitor Center hoping for good news, and they got it. Onshore winds are forecasted to blow the flames with cool, moist air away from homes. Still, there are a lot of redwoods between here and there. In Big Sur, Kit Doe, CBS 5.
A fire near Phoenix, Arizona has burned nearly 4 square miles. It's believed the fire near the Gila River Indian Reservation was sparked by lightning and has cast smoke over much of the Phoenix area. No homes are threatened, but some residents have evacuated voluntarily. And there's no relief in sight for Midwest flooding, with more rain in the forecast today. That may delay the return of residents to homes they evacuated. Authorities in Winfield, Missouri have called a halt to sandbagging because they're waiting for more sand to arrive. So far, the Pin Oak levee there is holding. Straight ahead, your Friday morning weather. And in sports, dozens of NBA prospects await the news. Who's number one?
Attention, diabetics with Medicare.
If you're a diabetic, I have news that could change your life. USA Medical has a new and nearly pain-free way to test your blood glucose. No more painful finger pricks. This new meter allows you to test on your arm or your palm, and it's virtually pain-free. But that's not all. It talks.
Your blood glucose reading is 97.
Seeing and hearing your reading helps confirm accuracy. Best of all, USA Medical will send you one.
I made the call. USA Medical handled everything. The meter and my testing supplies showed up at the front door. Couldn't be easier.
With USA Medical, you can get all your diabetic supplies delivered to your door. They pay shipping, they work with Medicare and your doctors, and they handle the paperwork.
I don't test on my fingers anymore. I use my arm and I can barely feel it. And I love how this meter talks to me.
Your blood glucose reading is 103.
Change the way you test. Call USA Medical.
Thank you.
Oh, no thanks. Could have had a V8. 100% vegetable juice with 3 of your daily vegetable servings in every little bottle.
All we're changing about salad dressing is everything. New Wishbone Bountifuls, loaded with chunky pieces of vegetables or fruit. Imagine what you'll create with new Wishbone Bountifuls.
Here's a look at the weather in some cities around the country. New York, mostly sunny, about 91. Miami, partly cloudy, 90. Chicago, thunderstorms, 86. Denver, partly cloudy, 84. And Los Angeles, the coolest of the bunch, partly cloudy at 80. Time now for a check on the national forecast. The latest satellite picture shows a strong storm system pushing through the Midwest. It's bringing with it gusty winds, lightning, and large hail. Elsewhere, hazy smoke conditions are expected to continue across parts of the Southwest. Later today, severe weather is expected across much of the Midwest as a strong storm system pushes through the region. Meanwhile, flooding conditions continue across much of the Mississippi River Valley as heavy downpours continue to batter rivers throughout much of the region. In sports, the competition for the first spot in the NBA draft was seen as a race between two players, Derrick Rose and Michael Beasley. League Commissioner David Stern ended the speculation last night.
The Chicago Bulls select Derrick Rose from the University of Memphis.
The Chicago native led Memphis to the NCAA crown in his only college season. Kansas State's Beasley was drafted second by the Miami Heat. In baseball, the Indians hope to avoid a sweep by the Giants. Johnny Peralta's 2-run double off the left field wall of Cleveland's Progressive Field put the Indians up 3-0 in the third. And Cliff Lee struck out a career-high 11 batters as Cleveland beat San Francisco 4-1. Detroit's Gary Sheffield tied the Cardinals with a solo home run off Ryan Franklin in the 9th inning, and Cleet Thomas drew a bases-loaded walk to win it for the Tigers in the 10th, 3-2. And Tampa Bay's Matt Garza took a no-hitter into the 7th inning when the Marlins' Hanley Ramirez broke up his party with a leadoff home run. Garza and the Rays still got the win, 6-1. When we return, another look at this morning's top stories and sniffing out cancer early, how dogs can help save lives.
Oil and natural gas powered the past, but the future. Fact is, a growing world will require more, 45% more by 2030, along with greatly expanding alternatives. We have substantial oil and natural gas resources right here, enough to power 60 million cars and heat 160 million households for 60 years. With advanced technology and smart policies, together we can secure America's energy future. Log on to learn more.
The toothache was excruciating pain.
It feels like somebody's taking a hammer and hammering my tooth. I can't take pain pills. Pain pills take time.
After I put the Orajel on my teeth, I immediately felt relief.
Pain pills don't begin to work until after they've dissolved in your stomach, which can take up to 30 minutes. Orajel starts working on contact for immediate toothache relief. To learn more about stopping toothache pain, visit Orajel.com. Orajel, the pain goes away right away.
It eliminates the pain. It's as simple as that.
There is a point.
You have to put the gun down.
Between life and death.
Can you tell me how we got in this situation?
When only these heroes can save the day.
Just wanted to know if that was your team this morning.
Yeah.
After all,
I'm fine. You may want to do the math on all the I'm fines.
Flashpoint premieres Friday, July 11th on CBS.
Do you suffer from low back pain or herniated discs? I'm Dr. Wendy Gallego, and I'd like to introduce the DRX 9000 Spinal Decompression System. While you rest comfortably, the DRX 9000's advanced technology gently relieves pressure between discs and has helped thousands of people find relief from disc pain without surgery. Shin Wellness's team of doctors and practitioners offer many other services as well and can help you regain the quality of life you deserve. To schedule your free consultation, call 305-571-9090 or go to shinwellness.com.
On the CBS Morning News, here's a look at today's weather. A slow-moving storm system pushing through the Midwest will bring strong to severe storms to much of the region. Meanwhile, river flooding across the Mississippi River Valley continues as showers and storms plague. Here's another look at this morning's top stories. World markets reel as the price of oil hit another new high in morning trading. Japan's Nikkei plunged more than 277 points today. And Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton take their solidarity show on the road to Unity, New Hampshire for a major rally this afternoon. President Bush entertains the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi today at Camp David. The Crown Prince arrived yesterday for the rare visit by a foreign leader to the presidential compound. Mr. Bush visited the Prince's retreat in the oil-rich United Arab Emirates in January. Dogs may be able to sniff out ovarian cancer. The disease has a high mortality rate because it's hard to diagnose, but man's best friend may help change that. Christine Lazar of our Los Angeles station CKAL has the story.
A new Swedish study suggests well-trained dogs can sniff out early-stage ovarian cancer, a disease that is very difficult to diagnose.
About 70 to 80% of ovarian cancers are diagnosed when the disease is already in stage 3 or stage 4, meaning it has already moved above the pelvis and into the upper abdomen, where it is much less curable.
Dr. Robert Morgan is an oncologist at City of Hope. He specializes in treating ovarian cancer.
The tricky part of ovarian cancer is that it can be cured probably 90 to 100% of the time if it's found early.
And in this study, the dogs showed great success at differentiating between normal tissue and different types and stages of ovarian cancer, even borderline tumors.
So the dogs, 100% of the time, they identified the ovarian cancers.
This is not the first time research has shown that man's best friend can smell cancer. In 2006, dogs were trained to identify lung and breast cancer. That same year, a woman in Denver told us her Newfoundland kept pushing his nose against her breast. until she got a mammogram and learned she had breast cancer. Dr. Morgan says the research looks promising, but cautions it is still in its infancy.
We need to know that a dog can really identify cancers in people rather than just samples of cancers in petri dishes or test tubes.
The Swedish researchers say they were even able to train the dogs to tell the difference between different types and grades of ovarian cancer tumors. A funding bill for operations in Iraq and Afghanistan is on its way to the White House for the president's signature. The bill passed by the Senate yesterday also provides nearly $3 billion in flood relief and extends unemployment benefits by 13 weeks. There was a difficult cliff rescue in Colorado. It took 2 helicopters and 8 hours to get a teen to safety after he drove off the Pikes Peak Highway on Wednesday. He plunged about 1,000 feet. Police say it was a suicide attempt. New York City now has waterfalls. It's the latest public art spectacle in the Big Apple. There are 4 waterfalls in Manhattan and Brooklyn. They're expected to generate $55 million in tourist spending. This morning on The Early Show, the latest on stock market slide. I'm Priya David, and this is the CBS Morning News.
Attention, all Medicare beneficiaries who need assistance getting around their homes. There is a Medicare benefit that may qualify you for a new power chair or scooter at little to no cost to you. Imagine one scooter or power chair that could improve your mobility and your life. One Medicare benefit that, with private insurance, may entitle you to pay little to nothing to own it. One company that can make it all happen.
Your power chair will be paid in full.
The Scooter Store.
Hi, I'm Dan Weston. We're experts at getting you the scooter or power chair you need. In fact, if we pre-qualify you for Medicare reimbursement and Medicare denies your claim, we'll give you your new power chair or scooter free.
I didn't pay a penny out of pocket for my power chair. With help from the Scooter Store, Medicare and my insurance covered it all.
Call the Scooter Store for free information today.
Call 1-800-313-2141 for free information. That number again is 1-800-313-2141.
Can you believe my dad chose a talking dolphin over me? Anyway, I'm 17 now. I want a car, and my dad says I have to work for it. If you need new flooring, come see us at Dolphin Carbon and Tile and tell them Lindsay sent you.
Let's refuel America. Now at Monarch Dodge, it's Let's Refuel America. Lock in your gas price at $2.99 a gallon for the next 3 years. This month only. Buy a new Dodge at Monarch Dodge and guarantee gas at $2.99 a gallon for the next 3 years. There's more. Get manufacturer's rebates and a lifetime powertrain warranty. Let's Refuel America. This month only. Gas or diesel at $2.99 a gallon for 3 years. Let's refuel America. Hurry to Monarch Dodge on 441 between Oakland Park and Sunrise, Fort Lauderdale.
Can you believe my dad chose a talking dolphin over me? Anyway, I'm 17 now. I want a car, and my dad says I have to work for it. If you need new flooring, come see us at Dolphin Carbon and Tile and tell them Lindsay sent you.
The fallout from the Supreme Court gun ruling is likely to affect several other major cities. In fact, within hours, gun advocates had filed suit to overturn Chicago's similar law. Bill Whitaker has the story.
In Chicago, which has been rocked and shocked by gun violence in recent years, the reaction was swift and sharp.
Time and time again, how many children have been killed in their homes by guns?
Chicago, which passed a gun ban similar to D.C.'s 25 years ago, had 325 gun homicides last year. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, 30,000 Americans die from gun violence each year, some 80 a day. 321 killed by guns in Philadelphia last year, 114 in Oakland, California, 316 in Los Angeles.
And I happen to believe that this is now going to open the doors to litigation against every gun safety law that states have passed.
In fact, 15 minutes after the High Court's ruling, the Illinois Rifle Association filed a lawsuit challenging Chicago's ban. Lawyers for the NRA are filing suit in California to overturn a San Francisco law banning guns on city property.
It's really about the fundamental right, even a common law right, to self-defense.
If we do not allow lawmakers, those democratically elected by the citizenry,
to regulate handguns, then we are taking away one of our most powerful tools to save lives.
While the High Court's ruling still allows some regulation of handguns, it's bound to trigger years of litigation as regulation opponents challenge gun laws across the country. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And that's the CBS Morning News for this Friday. Thank you for being here with us. We hope you'll join us later for The Early Show. I'm Priya David. Have a great weekend.
For news 24 hours a day, log on to cbsnews.com. CBS News. Experience you can trust.
There is this kind of team going with the five of us.
It's like waking up and having breakfast with your family.
The Early Show on CBS, America's fastest growing network morning newscast.
A wild shootout at Warwick Hills. Fan favorite Rocco Mediate leads the PGA Tour's best at the Buick Open this weekend on CBS.
A wealthy family gunned down. The Sugarland Conspiracy, Saturday.
Accurate, dependable. CBS 4 weather. You can count on it.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Jim Barry.
And I'm Cynthia Demas. Here's what's making news right now. A 3-year-old shot. This morning, investigators are trying to find out if the child's home was targeted or if this was an accident.
I'm Lisette Gonzalez in the Storm Center. Yesterday, gray and gloomy across South Florida. Will we see the return of the sunshine just in time for our weekend? I'll let you know in the forecast straight ahead.
A sleepless night on Wall Street. Traders and investors are bracing this morning to see if the stock market rebounds after hitting its worst numbers in 2 years.
And the Heat is back on. The Heat's pick during the NBA draft and what it means for the team now and who made the proper prediction.
Would that be me? CBS 4 News this morning starts right now.
From Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Keys, this is South Florida's CBS 4 News.
It is 5 a.m. on the button on Friday, June 27th. Thanks so much for joining us.
Lisette Gonzalez is here now with our first forecast. The heat is on in more ways than one, isn't it, Lisette?
The heat and the steam. Ooh, it feels like a sauna out there. Right now, real-time Doppler radar is showing us that we are tracking a few tiny showers moving very quickly from the southeast to the northwest. So we'll take a closer look. If you live right around Miramar, Hollywood, Hallandale Beach, Aventura, North Miami Beach, you can see some tiny showers, but still making it a little wet out there for you. And a little farther south in Miami-Dade, also seeing a couple of showers moving across Miami Beach, headed towards downtown Miami and sneaking up on you over in Westchester and the rest of Miami-Dade County. Moving on, let's show you what's working in terms of those winds right now out of the southeast, about 6 to 12 miles per hour. And yeah, even stronger wind gusts out there. It feels like the 90s already. So yes, the heat will be on again. But take a look at the radar satellite. You can see all that cloud coverage yesterday. Right now, we're enjoying a little bit of a break from the clouds. And in fact, today we're going to see a little more sunshine, but it's still going to be steamy and still breezy and still hot. And we could see a couple of showers and maybe a rumble of thunder or two in the afternoon this evening. 83. Let you know what you can expect for the weekend coming up right now. Christina Loren, she's going to let you know what you can expect for your drive this Friday morning. Happy Friday, Christina.
Happy Friday to you, Lisette. We do have one accident to tell you about. It's a serious one on the Palmetto Expressway northbound at Northwest 74th Street. The 3 right lanes are blocked. Injury accident. You'll find FHP and medical personnel on the scene there. Meanwhile, Broward County actually accident-free as well as the turnpike right now. Here's I-95 moving through the Golden Glades. Little bit of southbound traffic here. Nothing going on the northbound side. We'll keep you updated throughout this Friday morning. For CBS 4 Traffic, I'm Christina Loren.
Thank you, Christina. A 3-year-old girl is in the hospital this morning suffering from a gunshot wound, and the person who shot her is on the run.
The little girl was inside her Deerfield Beach home when she was hit in the leg. CBS 4's Shari Williams is live at Broward General Medical Center where the child is. Any word on her condition right now, Shari?
Well, Cynthia and Jim, at this point we are being told that the little girl is okay and that her injuries are not life-threatening, but anytime a small child is shot, of course, that does call for a lot of concern. Now take a look at the scene as this unfolded Thursday night around 9:45. We are told that this happened in a neighborhood on Northeast 2nd Terrace. The little girl was actually inside her home at the time of the shooting. The shots were fired outside. The bullet, of course, one of them at least striking the girl in the leg, but the Broward Sheriff's Office is still trying to determine if the shooter possibly ran into the house. Now, we were able to speak with some neighbors, one lady telling us that the mother ran outside very frantically looking for help.
She told her, "Help me! Somebody help me! Somebody help me!" So when I go inside, I see the lady. She have the little girl,
In her hands.
yes, in the hands.
And so this morning, this 3-year-old girl is recovering here at Broward General Medical Center. Again, her injuries from this shot, from this wound, are not expected to be life-threatening, and she is expected to be okay. We're live in Fort Lauderdale. Shari Williams, CBS 4 News this morning.
Okay, Shari, glad to hear that. Meantime, a pilot this morning is recovering from a scary plane crash. This happened yesterday in southwest Miami-Dade. The ultralight plane dove right into the roof of this hangar at the Richards Field Airport. The pilot was trapped inside the plane until Miami-Dade Fire Rescue could pull him out.
Textbook takeoff, full power, and for some reason he veered to the right during his takeoff climb, crashing through the roof of a hangar where he was trapped for about half an hour. Fire rescue arrived, actually laddered the aircraft from the bottom and got him out that way.
That's frightening, but the pilot thankfully is expected to be okay.
Well, you've heard about ordinary citizens jumping in to help police, but how about an ordinary dog? A 2-county police chase ended in Sunrise when a dog, not a police dog, jumped into action and chased down the bad guy. It all started in Collier County, where troopers tried to pull over 2 men wanted for burglary and robbery. The chase ended in Broward County, where the men jumped out of the car. One of the thieves tried to jump over a wall, but that's when an ordinary dog who was out for a walk with his owner knew something was up and stopped the guy. Police arrested him and found the second one hiding near a house. And I hope this ordinary dog gets some special accolade.
And a bone. All right, a judge today decides if a teenager's murder trial will be moved out of Miami. Michael Hernandez is set to stand trial in September, accused of stabbing to death classmate Jaime Goff. That attack, of course, happened in a bathroom at Southwood Middle School back in 2004. At the time, both boys were 14 years old. Prosecutors and defense lawyers agree Hernandez cannot get a fair trial in South Florida because of all of the intense media coverage. The new judge in the case involving the Marlins Stadium is calling for a status conference today. Auto dealer Norman Brayman is suing the county to halt the $3 billion mega plan, which includes the new ballpark. Brayman says the public has not had a chance to give proper input. The judge who was originally on the case stepped down because of a conflict of interest.
Well, good news for the weekend. All but one beach in Miami-Dade County is safe to swim in after there was, well, too much fecal matter, yes, poop in the water. So everything's cleared up. 11 out of the 12 beaches are okay. The only beach still at risk right now, Crandon Park on Key Biscayne. So the swim advisory is no longer for those 12 beaches. There was a high level of bacteria in the water, and swallowing the water could make you very, very sick. At 12 beaches from the Dade-Broward line south to Coral Gables, that was the affected area. When the test results came back, though, yesterday, health officials said everything's okay except Crandon Park. Jim?
Well, Cynthia, this is something we have not said in a while. Home sales are up in Miami-Dade and Broward. The reason? Bargain hunters have scooped up foreclosures and other cheap properties. Sales rose 20% from April to May in Miami-Dade. They were up a more modest 2% in Broward. Now, the increase is good, but sales are still way down from last year. Home sales are off 31% in Miami-Dade from 2007, and they're off 8% in Broward.
All eyes will be on Wall Street this morning. Yesterday's stocks slipped to their lowest level in 2 years. At the closing bell, the Dow plunged to more than 358 points down. The close there at 11,453, the lowest point since September 2006. The Nasdaq also down about 80 points, closing at 2321. The S&P 500 also down almost 39 points, closing at 1283. Investors were rocked by crude oil prices reaching a new high of $139 a barrel. They're also worried about sagging auto sales as well. New this morning, Asian markets have tumbled as well following the plunge on Wall Street. Now there are new fears of a global economic slowdown. Key stock indices in Japan, Taiwan, and South Korea all shed more than 2%. Not what we want to see. Hopefully we will have a rebound today.
We could be in a world recession. That's the frightening story here.
Well, yep, and you started here and then it's spreading. So
Right.
hopefully, though, we've seen it where it'll tank and then it'll bounce back the next day. So hopefully that'll be the case.
All righty, moving on from butting heads to holding hands. Two former rivals are coming together this morning.
The single message Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are now trying to send together.
And it seems airlines have been cutting flights left and right, but now one carrier is actually beefing up service in and out of South Florida.
I'm Lisette Gonzalez in the Storm Center. Yesterday it was hot, windy, and cloudy. Well, we've seen more of the sunshine today. And what about the rest of the weekend?